goal, whether the user had achieved today's step goal or not. If you want to look at that, then we can run this. Select u.name. That is, you're going to take name wise, and you want to see steps, right? A dot steps. Where is the steps located? Steps attribute is located in the activity, daily activity table, right? So we are going to retrieve it that way. Next, goals. Goals are target. Where is target is located in the goals table. So we are taking target value. So basically, this is the thing. So much easy if you understand. From daily activity table, we'll consider it as A, alias A, and we want to join it. Join goals G. We'll take goals as G on A dot user ID. Because we'll take user ID, we'll connect it with user ID for both the tables. So we are connecting, we're joining this goals and users table with connection of user ID. Okay, where we want to check a condition, right? Where activity date, we want to check on a particular day. So yeah, we need to mention the date. That is, I want to guess 2025 12/06, for example. Then yeah, this is the thing. On a particular date, target value was this much, but I mean, this user had done this many steps. Actual target value was 12,000, and this user had reached till 10,000. It retrieves the current, achieved goal of today or any day. Like you need to mention the date on that particular date. How much did they achieve? They will be retrieving. This is another case. And if you want the sleep analysis of some user, then select user ID. Everything is user ID. It's like it's a primary key, and you need to consider it conform, and you need to show that you want average sleep hours, right? You need to use the aggregate function of average and carry on the same process. As a particular value you want, give as what you want. That is average sleep. That is another column. It creates another column to display whatever you want. That is it. Nothing more to confuse or take it so serious. Daily activity from daily activity table. So yeah, it is it. And you want to group it by user ID. That is it. You will be getting the average sleep. See, you have mentioned another column here, right? It showed it your result in another column, and you want it by the group wise. So it has grouped by the group. I mean, user ID. According to the user ID, you got the average sleep. This is how this query works. So interesting, right? For example, if you want to know the average rate anomaly detection, heart rate anomaly detection, so we can find it by select same user ID and activity date and heart rate. Then from daily activity, where you just need to mention the condition, that is where heart rate is greater than 100, for example, I'm taking. So it will display. There is like no rows selected. That means there are no rows kind of heart rate greater than 100. Okay, that is the case. And for example, if you want to know the average steps per week for each user, then you can go with this. Like select user ID and to that, and you're converting the date value into the string. Okay, that is activity date, comma IW as a week number. Week number is because if you have, our goal is to find the average steps per week. So we need to consider a week number to get the separate column as a result. Then comes the aggregate function, average of steps we want as as a average steps. Then from which table we are retrieving it? From daily activity table. So daily activity, we are grouping it by group by user ID to character of activity date. That means we are converting the date into string, comma IW. Maybe you're getting it out that what is this IW? IW is the ISO of the Oracle date format model. It is the one which shows how many, like what is the week number of that particular date. Got it? Yeah. So total, what we see that if multiple dates fall in the same week, then it will be difficult to identify the difference. So for that way, we have chosen this. So for 49 a week, this was the average step for the user number 1, and this user number 2 for 49 a week, this was the average number of steps. Got it? Yeah. So what if we want to find the total calories burned per user? How many number of calories burned for a particular user? So it will give the individual result for every user. How does it work? Let's see it. Select user ID. You need to say that you are finding sum. You are using sum aggregate function, right? Because you want the sum of the calories burned. Okay, that is the case. As a total calories. Fine. From where you want to iterate that? From this particular table, daily activity, because in the daily activity table, there is a column called calories burned. So you need to come from there only. Okay. You want to group it by user ID, basically. You want it according to the user ID. Okay, this time let's try not by the user ID, but by the, okay, you have user ID as a common. So only by user ID you can. Okay. Every table is connected with the user ID as a common. So you can't change this now. Right? We have used the foreign keys and connected the other tables with the user ID only column. So there is no other option. If you want to retrieve something about a particular user, you need to retrieve it from, you can retrieve it from different tables by using the common factor, that is user ID. That is it. Okay. This is the total calories of this particular user, and that is the thing. It has done the sum of all the calories. Okay. Okay. If we want to find the highest heart rate recorded per user, what is that? Like, how can we find the highest heart rate recorded per user? We will be doing it select user ID. I'm always stressing you this point, user ID we need to select. Why? Because we have connected user ID with all the other simultaneously, all the other tables. Okay. Here we will be finding a maximum aggregate we'll be using because we want to find the maximum heart rate. Okay. Let's see. As a heart, highest heart rate. This is good. So we are retrieving it from daily activity table, activity, and we are grouping it by user ID, right? All right, we have done this. Let's see. The highest heart rate for the user one is 82. It's taking the maximum value. So we have using the maximum attribute. It gets the maximum value from all of the records that is there on the user ID. Okay.